Hi, my name is Mandy and I am a writer and a career coach, and I talk about how to bring more creativity and joy into your life. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about should I go after my dreams? And you already know my answer is yes. Yes, you should. I know you've been thinking about doing something. You've had an idea that's sort of rolling around in your mind for a while. And it's just time. It's time to start taking action on this, especially with the new year around the corner. We're talking about this because I truly believe that you deserve it, that you are worthy, that you are good, and that you deserve to have everything that you want. And with a little work and determination and planning and resilience, you can basically do it. In this video, I'm going to share 3 ideas and we're going to go through them one by one. Idea 1 is that your dreams actually want you to. They are just as desperate to be born as you are to find them and make them come true. Number 2 is the concept that we need to find a worthy challenge. A lot of the frustration and burnout that we experience in life is because we haven't really met our match yet. So I really want you to find your match energetically in the kinds of challenges and dreams that you're spending your time and energy going after. And 3 is that it's not an accident. The dreams that follow you, the ones that you sort of can't stop thinking about, they're there because they're yours. They belong to you. Nothing is an accident. Okay, so idea number 1. Your dreams want you to. What does this even mean? I had the visual of you running towards your dreams, but it didn't just end there. It's not like one-sided, you're just running towards it. I imagined actually your dreams running towards you as you're running towards them. Your creative projects want to be born. Your vision wants to be made into a reality. There are so many times in life where we might jump and feel like there's nothing that's going to catch me, right? If you work in corporate America, you're like, yeah, if I take a risk and I'm like jumping into something, I don't know. Or if you're just starting to date someone and you're like, I don't know how solid we are. Like, I don't know that I could just be vulnerable and that could be reciprocated, or that I'm not going to interpret that into something that it's not, right? There's a lot of situations in life where things out of your control just do not meet you halfway. And so we grow cautious. We start to feel like, well, I don't know, it feels a little risky to me. And I know what I'm about to say sounds delusional. Okay, I'm okay with that. If you are, I'm okay with it. If you jump, your dreams will catch you. It's like the one thing that is an outlier in all of this practical reality, which is if you actually go after it, your dreams are so happy to be met with any kind of attention and energy that they're going to catch you. They're going to meet you halfway. That's just the nature of dreams. That's why they're so exciting. And the reason why our dreams are actually reliable is because most people, and this is like myself in the past included as well, most people don't give themselves permission to dream. They're like, oh, I can't do that. That's not going to pay the bills. I don't know how I'm going to make that happen. That's not really practical. I don't have the skills. I'm underqualified. I haven't picked that up in years. There's just so many logical reasons why it doesn't make sense. Most people, I'd say probably at least 80% of people out there just don't even try. And so if you are willing to step into that sort of wild dream state and say, you know what? I know all the reasons why this won't work. I'm going to try to do it anyway. Your dreams, which I believe have a kind of personality of their own, a kind of energy of their own, are so freaking excited because they're like, oh my gosh, is someone actually coming to get us? Because we've just like been here waiting this whole time, that they will run to meet you. I want you to think about all the times you've ever been lucky in your life. All the times where something serendipitous just fell into your lap, where you were dreaming of eating something sweet and then all of a sudden someone is like, oh, do you want this extra slice of cake? And you're like, yes, what? Are you reading my mind? All the times where you're like, wow, that should not have worked out, but like amazingly, like it did. It resolved itself. You have a lot of luck in your life. And if you decide to go for something, the universe is going to meet you halfway. So, idea number 2 is that I want you to focus on finding a worthy challenge. So, you have a great depth of intelligence and creativity and ideas and energy and flow. You got to think about that as a gift. And your gift is unique. We might even call this your unique medicine or your unique way of contributing to and healing the world around you. Your identity, your sense of purpose is actually very connected to how you spend your time and the work that you do. The problem is that oftentimes we just fall into a career or we just fall into something. Well, I happen to be really good at it, and then I kept getting promoted, and so tapped me on the shoulder, and here I am 10 years later, right? But as you have had these life experiences and as you've gained more insight into yourself, you can start to understand, oh, what do I actually enjoy doing? What are the kinds of problems that I want to solve? And that question, what are the problems I want to solve, is really the foundation of figuring out what is my dream. Because the nature of a dream is that it's spongy, it's changing. Part of the dream is being in process, in relationship with something. So no matter what you choose, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be perfect. But the type of challenge, depending on who you are, what your personality is, what your strengths are, what you enjoy doing, the kind of food you like to eat, the kind of people you like to be around, that determines whether or not it's a good fit for you, for your skills, and for what you essentially care about. So you have to ask yourself, do I care? Do I care about what I'm working on? Do I care about the team that I'm on? Do I care about the end product? Do I enjoy the process of this challenge? So in finding a dream, it isn't like, oh, I get to step into this perfect world where nothing ever goes wrong. Instead, it's more like I get to choose something to wrestle with, that I have an endless fascination with and can develop a healthy obsession with. So what are those areas of your life? What is that for you? What is the weird thing that you're always talking to your friends about that you can't shut up about? Who are the people in the field that you admire, who you're maybe even a little jealous of, right? We want to look for these kinds of clues. And I think an additional thing to layer onto this is a question of, who do I want to become? Okay, because it is an aspirational state. It's a state where you're asking yourself, okay, I'm currently in this, I'm at point A, but I want to be at point B. I want to acquire these new skills. And that skill acquisition is usually quite a tough path, but you have to think about what are the skills that are worth it to me. So for example, a couple years ago when I had to be very honest with myself and say, you know what, I really want to be a writer. Why? Because I felt that there was something really honorable about putting words to something, telling stories, and having something permanent on the page, right? And I also admired people who could do that, who could take an experience, capture it, make it relatable, make it universal, be specific, be vulnerable, be in bed with words over a long period of time and build something of substance. Like, that is what I aspire to do. Did I know how to do it? No. Like, did I even really even write anymore? No. I hadn't written in ages, right? But I looked at that archetype, or I looked at that profession really as a worthy challenge. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do blood, sweat, and tears anywhere, at least it can be towards something that I know is going to be a good fit for my little bit of a homebody, but also expressive, but also sensitive personality. I knew that it was a worthy challenge for me personally, and I knew that it could be a fit for the type of life that I wanted to have. The process of going after your dream is going to shape you. You're not going to be the same person that you were. And so what kind of transformation are you looking for? How do you want to be forged in the fire? Those are the questions that I want you to reflect on. Idea number 3 is that it's not an accident. So you think that all of these whispers that you keep hearing, all of these nudges, all of these quiet urges for you to do your art or to do your writing or to make your masterpiece or just to start creating, you think all of this is random, and it is not. It is specific, it is customized for you, and it is a secret freaking roadmap. Your dreams are weird and speaking in a language that only you understand. Because your dreams are a separate, living, breathing thing. And they have a very specific way that they want to be unlocked. And guess what? You have the key. That's why they came to you. That's why they're like, hey, actually, sorry to keep bothering you for the past 7 years, but we really have this awesome idea, and I'm just going to keep telling you until you listen to me. Now, if you have a very analytical, intellectual mind, you have to be a little bit careful. You have to lean in even more and listen even more, because that intellect, that ability to dissect things, come up with responses, rebuttals, organizational flows, like that level of intellect requires a lot of processing power. And so oftentimes your brain can become kind of lopsided. And so when you have things that are irrational or creative or just don't make sense, your brain is very quick to be like, well, we got to move that to the side. And instead of moving that to the side, I want you to actually pull it back and look at it and be like, okay, I hear you. I acknowledge that this makes no sense, but what is it trying to say? Right? Remember, it's speaking a language that only you understand. And remember also that translation is never perfect. If you speak a different language, you know how you'll watch a movie and then it'll be the subtitles are on the screen and you're like, oh, that's not actually like that's like the literal translation, but there's a message underneath that. Right? It's the same idea. Translation is never perfect. It is subjective. And so you may translate this and be like, I don't think I have 100% of what this weird thing is trying to tell me. But it doesn't matter, because your job is simply to try and understand what it's saying. And you may need to watch it a couple times. You may need to come back to it. It's not going to flow out immediately in this perfect, scroll of instructions for you. But the message is there. I promise you, the message is there. I also want to add on a practical note that for me personally, it's not even like, oh, you've accomplished some goal and then I'm really happy for you. It gives me joy just to think about people going after it. I don't even care about outcome. I'm like, if someone has the mental capacity and grit to say, I'm going to try, I'm going to walk towards my dream, I'm going to jog towards my dream, I'm running towards my dream, right? If someone has the ability to suspend disbelief, believe in themselves, be a little cray-cray, try the weird thing, do the crazy thing, that already, I'm like, you already won. You already won, because the first 40 times you do it, it might be a flop. I mean, it's probably gonna be a flop, and like, that's okay, right? But then most people have given up and you're still there. You're still there working on your stuff. And eventually, well, first off, you're going to get to a point where you don't even care about what other people think, because you're in such an inside joke with the universe, being like, yeah, we're doing this like weird thing, right? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You start having fun with it. By the time you have fun, you're already getting rewards. You're already there's already change in the air. So if we're going to just do real talk, guys, it's not even about what you want to accomplish. Oh, I want to make $1 million, or I want to have the best watercolor ever, or I want to write my book. It's not about that. It's about the process, and it's about how the process changes you, and having a mindset where you can be like, I'm just going to go for it. Why? Because I can, and because I deserve it, and because I want to, period. So to recap, we have talked about 3 ideas. The first is that your dreams want you just as bad as you want them. The second is you have to find your match. You have to find that worthy challenge that is going to allow you to level up and step up and actually be like interested and give a crap about what you're doing. And lastly, your weirdo little dreams are not an accident. You are the only person who can interpret and translate their messages for you. I really hope you go after it. Okay, and I know I'm using kind of like big, jumpy language here. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be slow. It could be, okay, I'm going to do one small thing every day that brings me to it until I build a little more momentum. I mean, these things could take years. Like, don't put time pressure on yourself. I know we all want it to happen now. Like, I know we're all ready for it now. All I'm saying is just start. Just start having fun with it, find the joy in it, find the weirdness in it, and just keep going. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I'm obsessed with you and your comments and your positivity and your questions and your curiosity. It's just blowing my mind. And I will, as always, continue to show up as an example of consistency. And I just wish you all the best and all the luck and all the vibes. Okay, love you. Bye.